Good morning, dear children. Today I am going to teach you lesson 9 of English grammar, and that is comparisons. Okay, but before starting with this lesson, I would like to revise describing words with you. Children, in the previous class of English grammar, I taught you describing words. Right? Do you remember what are describing words, children? Can you tell me? Think of it. I taught you in the previous class. Children, the words which tell us something more about nouns are called describing words. Right? This is what I told you. Isn't it? They're also called adjectives. Okay, so this was a revision of the previous lesson. Why I am telling you this? I am telling you this because our current lesson, that is comparisons, is based on our previous lesson, that is describing words. Now have a look over here, children. I am having two pencils over here. Okay, suppose this pencil is owned by one girl and this pencil is owned by one girl. Okay, now when I want to describe this pencil, I will say this is a small pencil. Okay, so what kind of pencil? Small pencil, isn't it? And it is owned by one child and this one is owned by another child. Okay, so I have described this pencil as a small pencil. What kind of pencil? Small pencil. Now I want to compare these two pencils. Okay, I want to compare these two pencils. So I will say, suppose that girl is saying, the one who owns this pencil, she is saying, my pencil is smaller than your pencil. Okay, how she is comparing? She is comparing by saying that my pencil is smaller than your pencil. So she is comparing in this way, the two pencils. Now listen further. I am having two cars over here. Okay, this is a yellow car and this is a white car. Now I describe this yellow car as, yellow car is a big car. Okay, what type of car? It is a big car. How I have described this car? As big. Okay, now I want to compare these two cars. So how I will compare these two cars? I will compare them by saying yellow car is bigger than white car. Okay, how I have compared? Yellow car is bigger than white car. Okay, this is how I have compared the two cars. Now children, have a look over here. Here two boys are drawn. Okay, now they both are brothers. Okay, now this one is tall. He is a tall boy. So I have described this boy as a tall boy. What type of boy? Tall boy. So I want to compare these two boys. So how I have compared? He is taller than his brother. It means he is taller than his brother. This is what I told you. They both are brothers. And I have described this boy as, he is a tall boy. So what is the describing word over here? Tall. Right? So I have compared by saying he is taller than his brother. Okay? Now I will show you one more example. Now children, I am having two dogs with me. Okay? Now I have described this dog as a heavy dog. I have said this is a heavy dog. So what kind of dog? Heavy dog. Okay, now I want to compare these two dogs. So I am comparing by saying this dog is heavier than this dog. Okay, this dog is heavier than this dog. It means ये वाला dog इस वाले dog से भारी है. Okay, so this is how I am comparing. This dog is heavier than this dog. Okay, now how I have written, this dog is heavier than this dog. This is how I did the comparison. And see, my pencil is smaller than your pencil. This is the way we compared these two pencils, right? Now, small was the describing word. Do you remember? Small was describing this pencil, right? So, when we compare, what do we do with the describing word? Now I am going to tell you this. When we make comparison, we add ER at the end of the describing word, and we also add than to make comparison. It means small was the describing word. When we did comparison, we added ER to small, and we also added than to make comparison. In the same way, when we compared the two cars, I described this car as a big car. Now, when I compared these two cars, I added ER to the describing word, and I also added than. Okay, so this is how the comparison was done, by adding ER to the describing word and by adding than. Now have a look over here. I described this boy as a tall boy. So what was the describing word? Tall was the describing word. Now when I wanted to compare these two boys, so what I said, that he is taller than his brother. Again I added ER and than. Now over here, when I compared the dogs, I told you that the describing word is heavy. Now when I wanted to compare, I added ER to the describing word and than. So in this way the comparison was done. So by this, what do we understand, children? We understand that when we compare two people or two things, we add ER and than to make comparisons. We add ER at the end of the describing word and than to make comparisons between two people or two things. So this is what we are going to study today. For better understanding, please open page number 36 of your English grammar books. Okay, children? So, look here, children. Lesson 9, Comparisons. Let's get started. Read the sentences and circle the words which end in ER. So what you have to do? You have to read these sentences and you have to circle the words which end in ER. Okay, so let's start. My friend has a new school bag. It is newer than my school bag. So which word is ending in ER over here, children? What you will say? Newer. So you will circle it. See the next sentence now. I have a new cricket bat. It is stronger than his cricket bat. So which word are you going to circle over here? Which ends in ER? Yes, stronger. So you will circle stronger over here, children. Right? Next. My friend is taller than me, but I am faster than him. Okay, so Which word are you going to circle over here? Yes, one is this one, taller. One more is there in this sentence. So which one are you going to circle? Faster. So both these words end in ER, right? See the next one. Our classroom is brighter than their classroom. So which word are you going to circle over here? Brighter, right? Okay, because brighter ends in ER. Now children, have a look over here. Each of the words you circled are describing words. They compare two naming words. Okay, so each of the words you circled, they are what? Describing words, because they are describing a noun. Okay, and they are also doing comparison between two naming words. How? See, it is newer than my school bag. It means the two school bags are compared over here. Now see this word stronger. Stronger is a describing word, and what it is describing? Cricket bat, and it is also making comparison between the two cricket bats. Okay, this word stronger. I have a new cricket bat. It is stronger than his cricket bat. In the same way, my friend is taller than me. So, how the friend is described? The friend is described as taller, and this taller is also making comparison between the two friends. How? My friend is taller than me. Okay, now read this one. But I am faster than him. Now faster is also a describing word, and it is also comparing the two friends. Okay, have a look over here. Our classroom is brighter than their classroom. Now the classroom is described as brighter. Okay, so it is also making comparison. Brighter is comparing the two classrooms. So what do we understand? Each of the words you circled are describing words. They compare two naming words. Okay, now have a look over here. He is taller than his brother. A tortoise is slower than a hare. Vikas is smarter than his brother. This door is stronger than that one. The words in bold are describing words that compare two people or things. Yes, this is what I told you, that describing words can show comparison also, right? So over here, all these words, taller, slower, smarter, stronger, all these words are describing words. Okay, and they are comparing two people or things. Okay, so what do we understand through this? We understand describing words can show comparison. We add ER at the end of a describing word and than to show comparison between two people or things. So here see, ER is added. This taller is a describing word. So how it is used for comparison? By adding ER and than. Okay, again ER is added to slow and than is added. So everywhere ER and than is added to show comparison between two people or things. Okay, so I hope children this much is clear to you. The explanation part of the lesson is clear to you. Now tomorrow we are going to start with the book exercises. Okay, Thank you, children.